Through our time with Explore Tulsa, we found that the Tulsa International Airport has a very rich and interesting history. Heck, even Charles Lindbergh talked Tulsa into upgrading the airport back when he landed here in 1927.
The airport has changed a lot since the old McIntyre Field days, but today the new concourses have many amenities that are expected from modern-day travel.
Tulsa International Airport originally opened in 1928. There was no building necessarily, it was just an airfield and a little what they call a tar paper shack that they called the airport, and it was actually located over off of Sheridan and Apache. In the 1960s, late 50s, early 60s, the community decided we are growing, we really need to think about building a new terminal building, and that's when the idea of this location and this building was formed. As activity grew here, we ended up having to add another concourse in the 1970s. And so that's really where we were when we started our terminal renovation program. We had an airport that had really grown with the times, but hadn't really been updated since the 1970s, other than the required maintenance that we needed to do. And so when we had to make some changes to the terminal because of 9/11 and the need to screen passengers and bags, we took that opportunity to modernize the look and feel of the airport. For a long time, airports were seen as a functioning required element in a community, but very sterile environments, very little personality to airports. And I would say in the past 20 years, airports have really tried to become more part of their community by reflecting the local community in the airport environment. And so back in 2002, when we were doing the planning for the new addition, we wanted it to be modern and sleek and reflect the sophistication of our community. So the big change is the availability of technology to everybody. I mean, when I first started, people didn't have cell phones here. I mean, that was 15 years ago. Our information desk was really the connection between the outside world and people in the terminal. Now everybody has a cell phone. So that's a big change. The expectation that there's connectivity in terms of wireless service at an airport. We provide free wireless service here in Tulsa because we know that's a service our customers utilize. Just with the addition of all the power outlets that we've added as part of our concourse renovation, we know people not only have cell phones, but they have tablets, laptops, all types of gaming systems, portable electronic devices that they want to use in flight. And so we try to meet those needs by providing just some basic services so that people have a more pleasant experience. All of our restrooms have been completely renovated. The number one indicator of customer satisfaction that airports have control over is the restroom. And so we want to make sure our restrooms are modern and clean, and we were able to accomplish that with this project. Things like the temperature in the building, we want to make sure our customers are comfortable, and sometimes that's a little challenging in an airport because they'll prop open the doors that lead to the jet bridges when you're letting all the hot air in the summer and the cold air in the winter. So having a system that can balance that and make sure that it's a comfortable temperature in here is important. And then just in terms of lighting, the brighter the lighting, the more pleasant, the better mood people are in. And there are many studies that show that sunshine improves the mood of people. And so we took that and used it to our advantage with the addition of a skylight that runs the length of the concourse from end to end. It lets all kinds of light in during the day. It provides natural lighting so that we don't have to light the entire terminal all day long. We have daylight sensors in our lighting fixtures in our building management system. So when the sun is shining, you'll notice that we have many lights turned off or turned down. And then once the sun goes down, it brightens up the terminal building with the lighting that we have installed. So all kinds of things to make the terminal building more pleasant, but also more energy efficient. Well, I think the most important thing for all of us is we know that the airport is the front door to our city. We have people coming in, whether it's for a sporting event or it's for a business meeting. I mean, there are all different reasons that people come into our city, and we want their first impression when they get off that airplane to be a positive one. We want them to know we're a modern and progressive city, and I think that the new concourses reflect that.